All right, so welcome back to another problem here. Let me turn off the dimension so you can see the actual shape. What does it look like? Um, so, so for this problem here, we're gonna have a couple of skills that we need to look into. Is the chamfer here for these two sections? They've given us the length of the chamfer. They did not give us the distance of the chamfer. So we're gonna come and talk about that later. And to do that problem, we possibly gonna need to have the help of our friends here, the isosceles right triangle, the special right triangle here. We're going to talk about that later on how that's going to help us. So we're going to go ahead and start with some dimension here for this problem. Let's go back to my construction layer. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is I will go ahead and we'll draw a rectangle that is 85 here by 19. So I'm going to do 85, hit the tab key, 19, hit enter. All right. With that information from here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on it. I'm going to explode it because I'm going to use it to offset a couple of things. So first, I'm going to take a look here at this location. I have a 2.5 radius. So that means from here up there, that's 2.5. All right. So first, I'm going to go ahead and offset it, 2.5. I can do this problem in multiple ways, but this is how I'm going to do it. All right, so I'm going to have that right there for now. Second, I'm going to go into my center line real quick. I'm going to construct my 19, my 16, and my 18. Those are going to help me. So I'm going to go up. I know that is 19. And then I'm going to go up 16. And then I'm going to go up again 18. All right, hit escape. So now I have my three different segment here that gonna help me. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take this right here. I'm going to offset that I'm going to offset that, what is it, 23 right here, the distance between that edge to this edge. So 23, half of that will be 11.5. So if I put in 11.5, all right, we're going to talk about that real quick. 11.5 is only from the center of the part to this edge right here. Now we know the radius is another 2.5. So instead of do 11.5, I'm going to offset it to the right, completely offset it 11.5 plus 2.5. So 13, 14. So I'm going to offset 14 and I'm going to offset this instead. Okay. So I'm going to offset 14 unit. I'm going to offset that to the right, that to the left. Now I can go back to my construction layer. The intersection of that will be where I draw the 2.5 circle. All right. Okay. Now I could just offset this over and then I just extended it. Same thing, same way. I just see it that way. All right. So now that you have that, the next thing you're going to do is you see that 16 right here from here up. So now you don't need this one anymore. Get rid of it. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to offset this up 16. So I'm going to up 16, this right here, up 16. The two endpoint right there, this right here that you see, is where I draw the circles. That is 8 and 3.5 in radius. So that will be where I am going to do that. But first, what I'm going to do is I also going to offset. This is 55.1. So I'm going to offset this that way, 55.1. What is half of 55? All right. Now, if you have problem with this, I'm going to do a quick cal real quick, and I'm going to snap that in. Now, the first time you come in, it's possibly going to be something like this. You just take it over here, dock it over there. So 55.1, and you divide that by 2. All right, let me get rid of this real quick. I don't know why that is the case. So 55.1 divided by 2, I would have 27.55. So I'm going to offset this 27.55. I'm going to do that one more time to make sure that I got the correct answer. 27.55. Enter. I'm going to offset this guy to the left and this guy to the right. Okay. So that will give me, I'm going to hide this so that you can see the rest. That will be the center where I draw this circle. So I'm going to go here. This will be R8. And then the next one, R3.5. Okay. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to copy it instead of redraw it. There's multiple ways of doing this. Hit enter, grab the center, move it over to this one, hit escape. All right. So when I have that, the next thing I'm going to do, go to line, going to do control right click to go to my tangent. First, control right click, tangent, grab it, hit escape, same thing. I can do the same thing to this one. Control right click, tangent. First one, control right click, tangent, second one. Okay, hit escape. All right, at this point, we can just gonna go ahead and get rid of some stuff here. This one, we don't need that anymore. That's in the way of the drawing, so some of you guys don't see things. All right, escape. I'm gonna get rid of this as well. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go to this and we're just gonna go ahead and connected it. All right, hit escape. So I just connected the whole thing. We're gonna trim out the opening. Right now, we know that from this center line, we're gonna offset it up 18 to get all the way to the top. So we're gonna offset 18 from this one all the way to the top. All right, now I can click on this and get rid of it. Don't need it anymore. Okay, so now that we have that, what we're gonna do next is we're gonna see here, this is 23, right? This right here is 23, so that means half of 23 is 11.5. So I'm gonna go offset 11.5, this guy right here to the left, this guy right here to the right. Hit escape. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on both of these. I need to make sure that they are in my construction layer. Escape. And then I can go ahead and trim out the section that we need to trim out. Okay. Okay, we're almost done with this problem. What we're gonna do next is we can go ahead and get rid of this one as well now. What we're going to do is we're going to try to draw this 17.5. That's going to go down here and give me the center of the of this circle. All right, so I'm going to go into my line here. I'm going to go down 17.5, enter, hit escape. Let's talk about this circle right here. Now you can see this circle is a bit smaller than that circle, right? This circle right here is radius 3.5. This one is a bit smaller than that. Also, you can see this circle right here is 2.5, and it's also, it's also smaller than that one. So this right here is 2.5, is smaller than that, and that is smaller than 3.5. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that this circle will be 3. Okay, so I'm just going to go say it's equal to 3. Okay. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and offset our things, 3 radius to the left, 3 radius to the right. Hit escape, get rid of this, and then trim this section. Trim, 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 trim. Okay, so now I have that trim. Everything look okay. So let's trim this one as well. All right, you guys can see the problem. All right. All right, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to talk about this 2.8 real quick. And let's talk about the 8.4 as well. They look the same, so let's concentrate on the 8.4. All right, if you look at this section right here, they give you this part right here, right? They give you the length of the chamfer. They don't give you the distance of the chamfer. They give you the length of this chamfer. Now, if they give you the distance is from this corner to here, that's easy to do, but they didn't do that. They give us this length. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at our special right triangle real quick. So what we have right here in our problems, what we have is you got, let me go ahead and take my red pen here. What you got is 8.4, okay? So 8.4 in terms of the hypotenuse, you got 8.4 instead of the a square root of 2. So to solve for a, this is multiplication. To get rid of multiplication, you divide. So you take 8.4 divided by square root of 2. that give you A, which is the length, which is the distance right here. So with that, we're gonna go into our quick cal, and we're gonna do 8.4. But the problem here is, let's use a calculator, it's quicker because of the square root. So if you use a calculator, you can see what we can do is we take 8.4, we're gonna divide it by the square root of 2. I would just do this way. Let's do it this way. We're gonna take a square root of 2. Oh, clear it, cancel it. So I'm gonna have to do the other way. 2 square root. That's square root of 2. Now you can see the square root of 2 is equal to 1.41 something there. All right. We're gonna get rid of that. Now I'm gonna do 8.4 divided by that number. All right. I just copy it and now I paste it and now hit enter. So now this is the distance that you're gonna chamfer. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back to the problem here. I'm gonna go back to up to chamfer. I'm gonna click my first line, and then down here I'm gonna do distance. I'm gonna put in the distance that I just calculate. Hit enter. Now they want the distance for the second line, which is this one right here. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Hit enter, and then now I select my second. Now if you do a quick measurement, you can see that right there is 8.4. Okay, and because they are symmetrical on this side, I'm gonna go ahead do the same thing over again. Chamfer right there with the distance of that number, and then for the second measurement also the same, and then I'll select the second one. All right, so that right there is your answer for the chamfer there. Up here we got the 2.8. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 2.8, but first this is the number that you're looking for, right? So I'm going to double click it. I'm going to now control copy it, and then I'm going to do 2.8 because that's what it is, 2.8, and then I'm going to divide it by that number. I'm going to hit enter. So I'm going to have 1.97 there. All right, so that's, I'm going to go to chamfer now. I'm going to do my first line is this one, and then I'm going to do a distance of that. And then let me do this again. I think I misclicked something. Chamfer, and I will click my, let me undo a couple of times here. All right, chamfer, click my first line, click my distance, put in my distance, hit enter, put in my distance for the second line, hit enter, and then click that one. All right, so now I'm done with that. I'll hit enter, and then that will recall my chamfer, so I don't have to do it twice. All right, and you can also do a quick measurement to see that it's 2.8 right there. So again, this one right here, the problem that I'm looking at, I'm assuming that this is an isosceles right triangle. That means the length, the distance from this to that corner and from this to the corner is the same. So I'm assuming that is a 45 degree basically. So I could have done it if I am assuming that is a 45. I can do a chamfer by doing angle, but we're not going to do that because we don't really know the distance. I need an angle, but also the distance. All right. So this problem, besides that chamfer there, it is done. We're just going to go ahead and take out your dimension. Let's first switch that to dimension, and here we are. We can see our dimension, 85. You can see this dimension need to be 23, I believe, right there. Okay. All right. So this problem is done.